Today's story opens with a scene of a boy, his hand covered in blood, standing amidst a chaotic aftermath. Numerous people lie on the ground, wounded and bleeding, having been beaten by the boy. In his thoughts, the boy is resolute, declaring, "I don't care what others call me. I will be the one to kill my father." The scene transitions to the boy's school days, where he is seen marking something on a paper. Someone interrupts him, asking aggressively, "Are you fucking deaf? How many times do I have to repeat myself? Tell me what today's lunch menu is." Meanwhile, 3 boys are bowling, including a fat bully. The fat bully expresses annoyance towards the boy, instructing his friend to bring him to the back of the store later. Confused, the other boy questions, "Why?" The fat bully responds, showing his tattoo, "What do you think? To get money out of him." Skeptical, the other boy remarks, "I heard he lives alone with his dad in some city apartment. What money would he even have?" Dismissing his friend's concerns, the fat bully retorts, "You are so dumb. The poorer a family is, the more their parents want to treasure and spoil their kid. Plus, no harm will come to us, even if we steal from him. Anyway, his parents have no power at all. The entire point of their existence is to be screwed over by others." As the fat bully boasts about sucking money out of the boy, they laugh loudly. Unbeknownst to them, the main character stands nearby, listening. The fat bully taunts, "What, do you want some sucking too?" Without hesitation, the main character retaliates by stabbing the bully in the eyes with his pen. The scene shifts to the teacher's lounge, where a teacher addresses the main character, expressing concern over his sudden outburst after 3 years of dedication to his studies. Wondering about the bullying incident, the teacher asks, "Why did you do that?" The main character sits silently in a chair as the teacher offers assistance, saying, "Hey, I can help you if you won't say anything." The teacher persists, expressing that the situation won't be resolved if the main character remains silent. In response, the main character calmly states, "They were being loud. That's why I stabbed him." Meanwhile, rumors about the main character spread among the students. They discuss how he allegedly attacked the bully because they were being too loud while he was trying to study. One student remarks on his actions, calling him an insane bastard, and speculating that he must be trying to get into a top university or something. Another student labels him a real psycho. In his thoughts, the main character remains unfazed by the rumors and judgment, declaring, "I don't care what they call me. I don't care what method I use. If there is something I want, I will get it, no matter what." As time passes, the main character transitions into the role of a prosecutor. Someone enters his office, informing him that it's almost time for his meeting. In his thoughts, the main character reflects on his journey and how he has managed to survive thus far. Addressing the person in his office, the main character replies, "All right, I will be there." In the building, the main character stands before an audience, presenting information about the Seonhwa Group. He explains, "It's the Seonhwa Group. They are a new company, so you might not know them. They run a loan business, but they are branching out into other sectors too. They took in 500 billion in just profit last year. They are growing scarily fast." A man interjects, "But I don't really see a problem." The main character responds, "They look fine on the outside, but that's not really the case. The Seonhwa Group is definitely no ordinary company." He continues to elaborate, "They have been observed collaborating with the nation's gangs to expand their influence and power. The problem is that as they grow in size, the number of crimes they commit also rises. They regularly engage in blackmail and physical assault. Those who get in the way of their business, they do not hesitate to murder. And yet, they continue to expand their influence, thanks to the support of National Assembly member Kang Pildu." After the main character reveals that Kang Pildu is technically the owner of the Seonhwa Group and involved in all the incidents mentioned, the public service members present begin discussing. Someone remarks that Kang Pildu is one of the presidential candidates. The earlier speaker decides to end the meeting, stating, "All right, let's end the meeting here. I would like to talk to you, though, Mr. Kang." Once the other members leave the room, only the main character and the man remain. The man questions the main character, "Hey, don't overextend yourself because of the promotion, or did you get a scouting offer or something?" The main character responds, "No." The man persists, "Then what is it? Why are you so obsessed with this case?" The main character explains, "It's not an obsession. My job is to investigate if there is a crime being committed." Reflecting on the moment his mother told him about this case, our main character's mother pleads with him, "Pildu, I am begging you, please give it up. Otherwise, I feel like even you won't be able to stop this. Please listen to your mother just this once, please." With determination, our main character responds, "Someone has to do it. I am busy, please go back." Seeing her trembling with fear, our main character reassures her, "I have no other reason. I am just doing my job." The man acknowledges our main character's competence but expresses concern about the potential consequences of going against Kang Pildu, a presidential candidate. He warns that if things go wrong, the entire public prosecutor's office might face repercussions from the future president. Despite this, he acknowledges our main character's indifferent attitude but emphasizes that their lives are at stake. However, the man's demeanor suddenly changes, and he suggests dropping the matter. He smiles, indicating a shift in tone, and says, "Let's leave it be, yeah." Later, we see the same man receiving a phone call. Awkwardly, he picks up the phone and greets the caller, expressing gratitude for the call and assuring them that he has spoken to someone about the matter. He promises to end the conversation there and agrees to discuss the details in person. The man receives shocking news on his phone and apologizes, promising to relay the message. He then calls our main character and delivers the heartbreaking news, "Mr. Kang, don't you get the message yet? Your mother has passed away." Later, we see a somber atmosphere filled with flowers, with a notice indicating that no visitors are being accepted as per the family's request. Among the flowers, there's a photo of our main character's mother, surrounded by men in black suits. Someone urges them to put everything away quickly, but one of the men expresses concern, stating that it hasn't even been 3 days yet. Another man responds, "Not even an end is here. What would be the point? It's enough that we even set up all this. The higher-ups don't even care." Holding the photo of our main character's mother, one man asks, "What should I do with this?" The man scolds the other man for asking what to do with the photo, sarcastically questioning if he plans to keep it in his room and worship her. He orders the man to throw it out, and the man obediently responds, "Yes, sir." As the men gather the flowers to take them outside, our main character passes by. One of the men notices him and tells him they are not taking visitors, instructing him to leave. However, our main character stands in front of his mother's photo. Angrily, one of the men approaches our main character, cursing and demanding to know who he is. They notice our main character's ID card and fall silent for a moment. Our main character speaks up, expressing his desire to know the truth about his mother's death but acknowledging that the higher-ups have likely covered it up, leaving him with no answers. Our main character confronts the men, using strong language to criticize their sloppy work and emphasizing the importance of documentation. He accuses them of causing his mother's death and suggests that she couldn't even scream for help due to their actions. In his mind, our main character recalls his mother's final moments, imagining the brutality of her murder. We witness a scene of his mother's murder, where someone notes that she is still alive and determined. Another orders to finish her off and clean up the scene, as others mention that they are waiting outside. Returning to the present, our main character accuses the men of overlooking crucial evidence, suggesting that his mother may have swallowed something while dying. One of the men signals to his subordinate, and he interrupts our main character, using profanity to question his interference without a warrant or evidence. The man harshly says, "Hey, shut it. Why are you interfering with our business, you motherfucker? You didn't even have a warrant." Do you have proof that it was us? I'm still being nice here. The man puts his hand on our main character's shoulder, warning him, you just made a big mistake. With a swift motion, he retrieves a knife from his pocket and lunges at our main character. Reacting quickly, our main character counters the attack, striking the man's forehead with a coin. As the man recoils, our main character asserts, you are the one who made a mistake. I don't feel like following the law anymore. He declares firmly, from now on, I'm doing it my own way. Anyone who gets in my way is dead. In a dimly lit room, 3 individuals sit on a sofa, discussing recent events. One of them remarks, I heard he messed everyone up at the funeral. Ha ha ha, are you not going to do anything? Another man responds, it won't be good for the presidential election. Shouldn't we do something before things get worse? The third person chimes in, they're right. We shouldn't just sit back and watch. What should we do with Pildu's father? The scene shifts to our main character's father sitting on a sofa in the dark. The story flashes back to a dark moment from the past, where our main character and 4 other children stand together, covered in blood. In front of them stands our main character's father, suggesting a grim and sinister event. Returning to the present, our main character's father addresses the other man in the room, commanding, kill him. Like we did to anyone who got in our way. This chilling statement implies a history of violence and ruthless actions undertaken to maintain power or achieve goals. The scene shifts to a small building, from which 3 people emerge. One of them comments, you just got promoted, and this is all you are paying for. Another retorts, hey, be happy with what you got. I'm not paying more than 10,000 won for you. One of the men remarks that they haven't seen our main character since high school. The man assures him, I will treat you to something better next time. Another comments on the selfishness of rich people when it comes to money. As our main character passes by them, one of the men recognizes him, recalling an incident from their high school days when he stood up to a bully who was being too loud. The others remember, expressing surprise that he's become a prosecutor and questioning why he's living in such a place. One of them suggests it might not be our main character after all, given the time that has passed. Another reflects, yeah, that was like a few years ago. He's probably living well somewhere by now. Someone else brings up our main character's nickname, prompting the man wearing glasses to think to himself, how could I forget Kang Pildu? The psychopath. This revelation adds a layer of intrigue to our main character's past. In a flashback, the man recalls being bullied by a classmate. The bully demands something from him, issuing threats of violence if his demands aren't met. Fearful, the man pleads for forgiveness, hoping to avoid further harm. The bully tightens his grip on the man's face and menacingly says, do you take me for an idiot? I thought I told you. I'm going to shove a cigarette in your eyes if you don't bring it by today. Desperate, the man begs, please forgive me. Suddenly, a teacher interrupts, angrily questioning their presence outside during break time. Noticing the students smoking, the teacher orders them to the office. Thinking quickly, the bully manipulates the situation, claiming they were discussing borrowing clothes for PE. He pleads with the teacher, could you let it slide this one time, please? The teacher hesitates upon noticing the tattoo on the bully's body, uncertain of how to proceed. As the teacher overlooks the bullies, one of them speaks up, addressing the student. Teacher told me to look after you because your family is poor, you receive support low income, right? I can help make your school life more comfortable, the bully sneers. Mockingly, he adds, because your mom's a blind bitch. I'm sure she wants you to see the brighter part of the world, don't you think? With a malicious grin, he deliberately steps on the student's glasses, taunting, why'd you put your glasses there? Dumbass. The other bullies join in, ridiculing the student's predicament. He can barely see already, but now it's gonna be worse for him. The student, picking up his glasses amidst the taunting, appears distressed. Meanwhile, our main character stands in the corner, holding a garbage bag. He addresses the student, bluntly stating, you're in my way. I'm trying to throw the trash away. After our main character passes by, the student questions the point of throwing the trash away. He then retrieves a knife from his bag and declares, when the trash that needs to be cleared remains, as is, as he attempts to cut himself with the knife. In his thoughts, the student expresses a desire for someone to understand that he's choosing death because he believes that by taking this action, everyone will finally realize the suffering he endures daily and the inhuman treatment he receives. This tragic moment highlights the deep emotional impact of bullying and the desperation it can engender in its victims. After witnessing the student's distress, our main character reassures him, even if you do that, someone's gonna know. Seeing the student cry, our main character offers to dispose of the trash for him, explaining that he's on cleaning duty that day. Later, in a classroom, a group of students gossip about our main character's past as a psychopath, marveling at the unexpected revelation. One remarks, "Wow, I didn't know Kang Pildu was a psychopath," while another adds, "Who would have thought?" The student who was bullied reflects on how our main character intervened to save his life, despite the violence he exhibited. He thinks to himself, "He actually took care of the trash in my life. He didn't even blink when he stabbed him. Why? Just because of me." Amidst the audience, the student who was previously bullied laments his inability to confide in his friends about the bullying, admitting, "I should have at least told my friends. But I couldn't because I was scared of you." Returning to the present, the grown-up man watches our main character from a distance as our main character walks away from the scene. This moment signifies a reflection on the past and the growth and change that have occurred since then. As our main character walks past a middle-aged woman standing in front of a building, he heads inside without paying much attention to her. Meanwhile, the woman mutters to herself, "She said she would be home, but she hasn't called ever since." Upon reaching his door, our main character enters his home. Suddenly, an attacker emerges from beneath the house and launches an assault. Reacting swiftly, our main character grabs the attacker's knife with his bare hands, thwarting the attack. After thwarting the attacker's initial assault, our main character advises him, "Next time, maybe take your shoes off when you come to someone else's house, so it doesn't give away your presence." With swift action, our main character grabs the attacker's hand and throws him to the ground. Upon noticing more intruders in his home, our main character demands, "Who sent you?" A man holding a knife retorts, "Why do you care? You're going to die soon anyway. Just die." In response, our main character swiftly cuts the man's throat. Later, a man seated in a chair with a bottle of alcohol addresses our main character, saying, "So you must be Prosecutor Kang. A bottle of soju is all you've got. I thought you'd be richer." After a tense silence, the intruder addresses our main character, expressing surprise, "Whoa, are you sure you're a prosecutor? I was going to settle for cheap, thinking you were just a bookworm." He then adds, "But this won't do. We'll have to negotiate for a new price." Meanwhile, in the bathroom, a girl lies on the ground. Observing this, the intruder remarks to our main character, "This is why I should never trust South Koreans. There won't be any revenue left considering the cleaning fee too." The girl suddenly opens her eyes, prompting our main character to inquire, "Is that woman included in your deal?" The intruder responds, "I brought that bitch from the floor down." He then adds, "Geez, she's a tough one, I tell you." Observing our main character's silence, the intruder continues his taunts, "But I put up with her. I had to make an alibi for our prosecutor here." He then crafts a sinister scenario. A junkie corrupt prosecutor attempting to violate an innocent woman sexually, that will make the newspaper pages for tomorrow. Do you like it? I put a lot of work into this. Unfazed, our main character responds, "I see you like creativity nowadays. But that's not enough. You should at least kill her parents to get some attention." Hearing this, the intruder scoffs, "And here I thought I was the scum. I'll have to ask to be paid more than this later." In the Seonhwa Group office, an old man lounges on a sofa, expressing his assurance in handling tasks cleanly, as long as he's paid appropriately. Glancing at his phone, He notes a call made for a high price, indicating the individual has developed a taste for money. With a photo of an officer on his phone, he warns about the repercussions of carelessness, emphasizing how easily one misstep can lead to ruin. Another man stands before him, gazing out the window at the city skyline. The old man remarks on the familial betrayal by Kang, questioning the son's audacity to defy his own father. He warns of the consequences if things go awry, stating that the higher-ups won't tolerate further mishaps. Old man, if things go wrong again, you won't be able to avoid taking responsibility. The higher-ups won't just watch anymore. Since you climbed this high from rock bottom, you know better than anyone what would happen in the end, don't you? No, I wish you the best, so don't take this personally. Alright, the presidential election is just around the corner, things need to be wrapped up neatly. After that, the man walks toward the old man, who says, so you can bury what you did in the past. The standing man, our main character's father, replies, to bury it. You have to dig up the whole of South Korea. Are you okay with that? The old man, taken aback, responds, hey, I'm not here to joke around. Our main character's father retorts, I didn't make it this far with just jokes either. Should I teach you how to survive at rock bottom, as you mentioned? It's simple, I never spare anyone who gets in my way, no exception, not even family. The old man, visibly shaken, stammers, he's not someone you can take care of, so don't get in my way before I bury you alive, old man. Do you understand, Assemblyman? The old man, trembling, responds, of course, I understand very well. I did it for you, Assemblyman Kang, but it seems I didn't think ahead. I'll tell them to back off right now. He then calls the attackers to instruct them to retreat. Meanwhile, our main character picks up a phone belonging to one of the intruders. After picking up the phone, our main character hears someone shouting, you idiot, why did you answer so late? What happened to him? In front of our main character's father, the old man, trembling with fear, says, Assemblyman Kang. He wants to talk to you. Our main character's father takes the phone from the old man and says, it's me. Didn't you study hard to become a prosecutor yet? You're not smart enough to realize if you're not smart enough, then you should have at least learned how to read the room. Then I would have given you the position of prosecutor general, who you can't even dream of. Continuing the conversation, our main character's father asks, why did you do it, just because of the incident regarding your mother? On the other side of the phone, our main character responds, I don't think you quite understand what mother meant to me. The only reason I was able to stand until then was because mother played the role of my safety pin, and someone took that away from me. Meanwhile, in our main character's room, tied up in smelling gas, he realizes the danger and mutters, this smell is gas. He then opens the gas pipe, causing it to spread in the room. Suddenly, the room explodes, taking the attacker with it. Our main character expresses his determination over the phone, declaring, now I will show you. I will kill everyone involved in my mother's death, no exception, not even family. After declaring his intent to seek revenge, our main character's father laughs and acknowledges, yes. You are finally starting to act more like my child. Our main character then places his phone on the top of the building where he was standing earlier, while his father continues to speak, taunting him about the pain he will experience. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to the old woman who was standing in front of the building earlier, crying and asking about her daughter's condition. The girl reassures her mother, saying, Mom. Hearing her daughter's voice, the old woman comforts her, saying, yes, I am here. Mom is right here with you. Concerned about her daughter's well-being, she asks a nearby medical worker, is my daughter going to be okay? The medical worker reassures her, saying, you don't have to be concerned. The responders to this incident performed first aid on her perfectly. The police officer walks over to the group and addresses them respectfully, acknowledging their distress but reminding them of the gravity of the situation, given that it's a murder case. He politely asks for their input, stating, excuse me for a moment. I understand you're all shaken up, but this is a murder investigation. I need to ask if there were any other individuals aside from the 3 people initially present at the crime scene. The girl responds to the police officer, her voice tinged with fear and uncertainty. At first, there were 3 of them. I can't recall clearly because I was so scared, but I think one more person came in. The officer probes further, asking, "Do you remember what he looked like?" In reply, the girl describes the additional person as a young man with black hair, dressed in a suit. She vividly remembers the protagonist's brave act of defending them against the attacker, adding with a tremor in her voice, his eyes, they were intense, red with determination. Our main character reflects inwardly, grappling with thoughts about how the world perceives him. He acknowledges the weight of his actions and the label he bears as a bad son. At a bar, a group of people is gathered, discussing Kang Pildu's situation. One person raises a toast, saying, "Kang Pildu has done it this time, that rascal. Even when we were kids, he had those wicked eyes." Continuing, he adds, "He ended up causing such a huge mess. Anyhow, this incident is clearly a great opportunity for us." Explaining further, he says, "I wasn't planning on doing anything before the election, but since things escalated. Even my older brother is working on eggshells, so imagine how frustrating further it must be." The young man at the bar continues, "We are gonna take down Pildu first. It's time for our foundation, wasn't it?" He emphasizes the need to show their strength to someone who has supported them so far. Another person in the group raises concern, asking, "But wouldn't it just annoy him if we make any move at a sensitive time?" The old man suggests, "How about at least waiting for the election to end?" But the young man responds sharply, "That sloth-like attitude is why you are in this situation right now, my brother. It's getting affiliated companies all because they were born before me." He expresses frustration, saying, "What the hell is up with us? I can't just keep doing their dirty work my whole life. There's only one way we can advance to the headquarters, by using that rascal Pildu." The scene shifts to our main character observing a CCTV video where his mother appears. He wonders why she would come to such a place. As he watches, he notices the same building his mother was in on the video. Hearing a car approaching, he hides in a corner. 4 people exit the vehicle, and one of them says to the others, "They will come to get them tonight, so let's get the job started right away." Then, we see our main character observing the scene. Inside the room, a dog barks as the group of people enters. Among them is a naked fat man, pleading for mercy. One of the hooligans, holding a baseball bat on his shoulder, addresses him, "Mr. Someone might think we are forcing you into this, but upon failure to pay interest, I will pay the full amount, including the principal, with my organs. You sign this yourself, remember." The fat man responds, "I know I do, but all of these organs at once. You are basically telling me to die. If you could just give me one more chance." As the dog barks even louder, and repeats, "I will definitely pay you back by next month." Ignoring his pleas, the man walks towards the dog and kills it with the baseball bat. Terrified by the brutal act, the fat man stammers, "I'll definitely pay you back if you could just give me one more chance." The hooligan, pointing the baseball bat at him, apologizes. "Sorry about that, that fucking dog wouldn't stop barking, so I couldn't hear you." "What did you say?" The fat man repeats, "If you could just give me one more chance, I will definitely pay you back." Meanwhile, our main character observes the scene from the middle of the room. Seeing our main character in the room, one of the men demands, "Who the hell are you?" Our main character looks around and notices several dogs locked up in cages. He responds calmly, "Don't mind me, continue what you were doing. I am only here to check something." However, the man pushes him back and retorts, "Don't you see we are in the middle of work? When the time comes, we will call you. So get out of here. The auction starts tonight, and there's a whole truckload of customers ready, other than you." Undeterred, our main character insists, "I am pretty sure I already told you I will leave after I am done with my business here." The man holding the baseball bat interjects, "What the hell do you want to shake here? Can't you see he just came in today, so he's all fresh?" In response, our main character clarifies, not him. I want to see the CCTV. This statement prompts silence among the men momentarily, but they quickly brush it off, laughing and asking, what CCTV? You're not here to get the goods. They continue jesting, saying, anyhow, if a customer wants to see the CCTV, then of course, we've got to show it to them. But showing you for free won't cut it. One of the men touches his own face and points to his eyes, sarcastically remarking, how fortunate. The goods today weren't enough to begin with. Give me one of those, and I will show you the CCTV. Amidst the chaos, one of the men lunges at our main character with a hammer, but our main character swiftly counterattacks, delivering a knee kick to his face. As the man staggers back, our main character grabs a dog chain from the ground, asserting, I expected bastards like you wouldn't listen to me if I were nice. Wrapping the chain around his hand, our main character adopts a menacing tone, declaring, I don't need all of you. I will spare just one guy who tells me. In response, the men rush towards our main character, shouting expletives and questioning his motives. The man with the baseball bat directs the others, commanding, what are you doing? Go and beat the shit out of him. In the midst of the chaotic brawl, the naked fat man cowers in a corner, witnessing the violence unfold before him. As the skirmish reaches its climax, our main character systematically defeats each of his adversaries, leaving them incapacitated on the ground. With a chain wrapped around one man's neck, our main character watches impassively as the man succumbs to his fate. Releasing the chain, he then retrieves a baseball bat. Approaching the two remaining men, our main character confronts them with a stern expression, demanding, I told you, didn't I? I need only one of you, so who is gonna speak up? After seeing this, one of the men, trembling, says to our main character, hey, if we reveal any customer information, we're dead. I'll give you all the money you want. Before he can finish, our main character beats him with the baseball bat. Seeing this, the other man, frozen in fear, says, the CCTV, it's inside the room, outside the door. After hearing that, our main character looks towards the door. Then the scene shifts to inside the room, where we see lots of eyes in glass jars on the table, along with medical equipment. In the midst of it all, we see a fat man wearing a red t-shirt, painting a plastic eyeball. As our main senses the man's presence, he acknowledges him. And our main character expresses his confusion about the room. I heard this building's CCTV is here, but the place is full of prosthetics. I have no idea what this place is, he says. Then, in a hurry, he asks about the copy of the CCTV. The fat man responds indignantly, you bastard, that rude attitude of yours hasn't changed one bit. Later, as he cleans up his plastic eyeball, he adds, I get your situation. But at least say hello first, yeah. The man addresses our main character, expressing his disappointment. Look at this dude, I'm gonna be sad if you don't remember me when it's only been a few years. Is it because I seem a little different? But you can probably forget me, Kang Pildu. Long time, no see. The man recalls their past encounter when he stabbed the man in the eye, realizing he's the same person from their school days. The man confronts our main character, saying, how are you doing after turning me into a one-eyed handicap? In front of the building, two people are standing, one lighting a cigarette. One asks the other, what happened? There are way more goods than we were told there would be. Just overlook it this time. The other responds, there was an incident at the site. The Gangnam people barged in, demanding an eye first. You know it too, don't you? That bastard's method of working. The first person says, regardless of everything, he always keeps one eye for himself, no matter what. The other person acknowledges, of course, I know. I heard that lunatic is obsessed with eyeballs. In the scene with the dead people in the car missing their eyeballs, one man comments, that's right, they tried messing with that, and ended up like this. Another man adds, he pulled out all their eyes without any anesthesia, so it took 3 days to clean it up. Fucking lunatics, how long is he planning on doing this? The other man responds, not for long. I think apparently, the guy who did that to his eye is about to walk in there on his own. In the scene with our main character and the school bully, the bully says to our main character, "Long time, no see," with a laugh, and adds, "Kang Pildu." Then he continues, "It's been so fucking long. At least act like you are happy to see me, you bastard. Are you just going to stand there with that clueless expression?" Our main character responds, "Enough of your chit-chat. Hand over the CCTV footage, that's all I need." The fat man then interjects, saying, "CCTV, so you are here for this, after all. No wonder it was getting so loud out there. You haven't sent one bit, have you?" Pointing towards our main character, he adds, "You are the same. You do anything to get what you want. That's why everyone gave you the nickname, Kang Pildu the psychopath." In a threatening voice, our main character retorts, "Oye, you won, I retard. You have been yapping all alone for a while now. Do you know me?" The men get angry and say to our main character, "Do you really not remember? You took one of my eyes because you said I was noisy." Our main character responds, "Did I?" Annoyed, the bully demands, "What do you mean, did I? You fucking remember me or not? Answer me." He then picks up a knife and angrily points it towards our main character, threatening to gouge out his eyeballs. Our main character avoids the attack, dodging left and right. After creating distance, our main character notices a cut on his face. The bully taunts, "Look at this." The rascal is so surprised. "It's so you wouldn't know it. Did it cut you? How about it? Still don't remember me?" Our main character calmly removes his jacket and responds, "I don't know. I'm not interested in useless people, so I wonder if I just don't wanna remember you. I want me to recognize you that badly." The bully rushes toward our main character, swearing to ensure he's never forgotten. He attacks with the knife, but suddenly the tables turn, and the knife is on our main character's shoulder. The bully taunts, "You don't know how long I've waited for this. I will make sure to cut you into pieces and store you well." Our main character headbutts him, sending him staggering back. "Now I remember, I should have taken out both your eyes back then," our main character asserts. The bully, kneeling, warns, "Yep, all you want. You are going to regret everything you did soon." He attacks again, but our main character counters with punches to the face and belly. The bully struggles to stand, and our main character prepares to strike again. Our main character walks past the bully, stopping in front of a computer. He checks the CCTV footage and tells the bully, "I will think about what to do with you later. Just be a good boy and wait there." The bully, angered, curses our main character. Then our main character plays a video where his mother is seen begging in front of the bully. He questions the bully, "Tell me, why is she begging you?" Suddenly, the computer shuts off, and the bully cuts off the electricity. He taunts, "You wanna know why would she come all the way here and kneel in front of me, my dear Pildu? Must be curious, isn't that right?" The bully throws a sharp knife at our main character, striking him in the shoulder. Then our main character pulls out the knife and looks for the bully angrily. Seeing this, the bully says to our main character, "Finally, you look interested. Of course you should, after all, this has got to do with your mother." He explains to our main character what happened between him and our main character's mother. "One day, she showed up here and did this." Our main character says to the bully, "I heard there are goods we can only get here. If you get them for me, I will pay you the desired amount." The bully thinks to himself, "I can't let such a big fish get out of my hand." Then, our main character's mother says to the bully, "Please get me exactly what's written here." The bully comments to our main character's mother, "You certainly can't get these goods at the department store." She responds, "That's why I've come to you." "Is it possible?" The bully replies, "I'll make it work. Since you're offering me a fitting price for it, the compensation doesn't necessarily have to be money. I want something different, you see." Then our main character's mother says, "If you get me what I want, I will give you anything." Then we return to our main character and the fight. The bully, wearing night vision goggles, says to our main character, fucking Seonhwa Group's madam said to see, give me anything. Of course, I had to do my best to get what she wanted. After hearing the bully's voice, our main character looks around in the darkness. The bully tries to throw 2 knives at our main character and says, a middle is a tall woman with white skin, long, straight hair, and red eyes. Are you getting what she was so desperately looking for? After hearing this, our main character responds, don't tell me. The bully throws the knife towards our main character and says, that's right. She was anxiously looking for a person who looked identical to her, if a fucking corpse at that. Basically, she needed a corpse to die in her place. After that, our main character is in the dark, looking everywhere. The bully says to our main character, it must have been quite the shock to find out that your mom went around looking for a body. Your confidence from earlier is nowhere to be found. Then we see our main character, covered in blood with knives stuck in his body. A man says to our main character, or is it because you lost too much blood, Pildu? It's still not too late. You can still beg for me to spare you, you retarded. The bully picks up a knife again and says, why can't you do it? Your mom was really good at it. Then the bully adds, I have decided I am going to be more like you and do whatever is necessary to get what I want. I sent forward your eyes, the very one that looks identical to that woman's. After saying that, the bully laughs and says, I told her, I will find a body if she gives me her son in return. Then we see our main character struggling to hold on. The man says to our main character, what a shame. You should have seen the look on her face. You should have seen the way the noble lady of the Seonhwa Group begged on her knees all day long. He throws a knife at our main character and adds, what did her prosecutor's son do while his mom was in that state? You know she never agreed to give up your eyes, mother's love, or whatever the fuck it is. Then he continues, but I wasn't going to give up that. When someone came to see me, they promised me that they will let me see you if I give your mom up to them. Now that's enough emotional family talk. Let's continue the conversation from earlier. After hearing that, our main character lowers his hand. Seeing that, the bully says to our main character, good thinking. Struggling only makes it harder for you. Then we see the bully pick an axe. I will take good care of you. You'll have to meet your mom in hell with your pretty face, he threatens. The bully attacks our main character with the axe. Suddenly, our main character looks towards the bully, thinking, what if he saw me in the dark? Even so. Then, in a loud voice, he says, it's too late. Our main character grabs the night vision goggles. The bully, noticing, says, you were going for the night vision goggles from the start, you idiot. You think it'll be more advantageous for you in the dark? You can't see who's hiding like some loser. I said come out, Kang Pildu. Then, we can see the fat bully punching in the air and says to our main character, are you scared? Our main character said to him, can't you see me? After hearing that, the bully responds, what? How can I see? There are no lights here at all. Stop with the bullshit and come out right now. Our main character responds, the lights are on, you just can't see. The bully said to our main character again, it's dark as hell. What the fuck are you talking about? Then our main character, in front of him holding a knife, says, I guess those plates really are solid like you said. You can't even tell that your eyes have been cut. After some time, the bully touches his face and says, my eyes. No, there's no way. He touches his eyes and shouts loudly, no. Then, crawling on the ground, he repeats, no, there's no way. It's okay, let's just do this like planned. The bully touches our main character's face and says, if I take your eyes out right now and implant them in me, I will be able to see again. After hearing that, our main character suddenly slaps him so hard that his eardrum is wrecked. The bully says, what the hell was that for? It's fucking hard. Our main character responds, we still need to talk. No, listen closely, I'm sure you can't hear with that ear, now that one's eardrum's wrecked. The bully asks, what is the fuck up? Suddenly, our main character grabs his hair and says, answer properly. If you don't want to go fully deaf. In a threatening voice, he demands, "Who are those guys that came asking for my mom?" Then, in the same building sometime later, a lot of people in black suits come in. Our main character's third brother meets them and asks his subordinate, "Is he dead?" The subordinate responds, "He's still alive. He's muttering something, but I can't understand what he's saying at all." Our main character's third brother remarks, "Poor bastard. This is why you need to have good friends." Suddenly, he kills the bully. One of his subordinates asks him if they should go look for the bully. He replies, "It's fine." Then, our main character's third brother looks towards the CCTV and says, "That bastard Pildu probably already saw who else, other than mother, was there." Then the main character's third brother wiped the blood from his face and said, "I'm sure he'll find his way."